We will start here in London, where Westminster is on tenterhooks ahead of the highly anticipated report by Sue Gray into claims of lockdown-breaching parties. It's thought to be imminent, but unlikely to be revealed to the public before Boris Johnson's weekly Prime Minister's question session in the House of Commons, which gets underway in under half an hour. His office has promised to publish the findings as he continues to face calls to resign from within and without his Conservative Party. In his constituency in West London, Conservative voters are divided over the so-called Partygate scandal.
I appreciate that. I want to repeat that.
Should he go now? No. Should he go eventually, sooner rather than later, before the next election? Definitely. So yes, he's a disappointment, but not now. There's too many things happening. And who will we get in return? You know.
It's not a big deal. It probably has happened, but it's no big deal. When you're all working together in an office anyway, what's the difference between sitting in an office or going outside and having drinks? I don't see the difference, to be honest.
He's having parties in December, December. I'm waiting for a cancer, and to me, he's wrong. I think he should be sacked. That's my true opinion.
You can't trust him, I would say. Yeah, I guess it's time for him to move on.
Our London correspondent Giles Gibson is joining me live now. And Giles, how is all of this expected to play out once that report from Sue Gray goes into Downing Street?
Well, Ollie, the status of Sue Gray's report is still very much the subject of a lot of speculation here in London. We heard from the British Foreign Secretary Liz Truss speaking on Sky News here in the UK just a few hours ago. She said at that point a few hours ago that the report had not yet been handed over from Sue Gray, that senior civil servant, over to 10 Downing Street. She also said in that interview that what she called security issues could prevent some of it being made public, so we perhaps won't get the full report made public by 10 Downing Street. In the past, Boris Johnson has pledged that he will publish this report as soon as possible after it is received by Downing Street, and that he will then make a statement to the House of Commons. As you were just mentioning there, we've got Prime Minister's questions, the weekly PMQs, coming up in just a few minutes' time, and we can certainly expect Boris Johnson to face some more severe attacks from the leader of the opposition, Keir Starmer, about all of these allegations of parties held at 10 Downing Street over the course of lockdown periods here in the UK. But while we're waiting to hear about the status of Sue Gray's report, it's now looking more likely that that statement to the House of Commons will happen on Thursday instead at the earliest. And bear in mind as well that we also have the Metropolitan Police investigation still ongoing. That is not due to wrap up for many days or even several weeks from now.
OK, and if Boris Johnson, Giles, is found by Sue Gray himself to have attended parties that broke COVID-19 lockdown rules, could that be the moment that some of those MPs in his own party try and trigger a leadership challenge?
That could certainly be a turning point for a lot of Conservative MPs, because many of them have been saying that they are waiting to see the details in this report, to get the facts established from Sue Gray before they decide about whether they're going to send a letter to the chair of the 1922 committee, Graham Brady. This is this backbench committee amongst Conservative MPs. And by sending a letter to him, they then put their name forward to set up a no-confidence vote in the British Prime Minister, in their party leader, the head of the Conservative Party. At this stage, we are not clear how many letters have been sent in. We know that we are still short of that magic number of 54 letters that are required in order to trigger that no-confidence vote in Boris Johnson. In the meantime, there is a bit of a row breaking out amongst Conservatives after the leader of the House of Commons, ReesMogg, made some comments in the British media. He said that the UK has now become essentially a presidential system. And so he was saying that if Boris Johnson is forced to step down, or if he is removed from office by his colleagues in the Conservative Party, then that there should be fresh elections here in the UK, that the next leader of the Conservative Party and the next Prime Minister should seek a fresh mandate. Those comments from a very senior member of Boris Johnson's cabinet have really been slammed by quite a few of his Conservative MPs. But at this stage, Ollie, as we were saying, we are just still waiting to see when that report from Sue Gray is going to land. And then I think this story is going to be starting to move pretty quickly after that.
OK, Giles, thank you. That's Giles Gibson reporting live from London.